Good morning. It's a beautiful day here in Indiana, and here we are in northern Indiana in beautiful Middlebury. And what we have for you here today is a beautiful pond and waterfall designed by Linton's, of course. And Mark, what a wonderful job your crew has done here today.
Well, thank you. Would love to have this in my own backyard.
Mine too. Dave and Beverly really enjoy the out of doors. In fact, we were talking to Beverly a little bit about her dreams years ago, and this exactly fits her dream that she had for her property, which would be on a wooded acre or two. In fact, they have 12 here, and she wanted a log cabin. She's got that, and now the beautiful waterfall that we're going to be featuring here. But Mark, before we get into that, you've really done a lot of creative things here over the last several years, haven't you?
You know, it goes all the way back to 9 years ago when the house was under construction. Got involved pretty early in the design process, and at that time we really concentrated up around the foundation plantings of the house. And to the viewers right here, Craig, that boulder retaining wall, that was actually something that was really important, was to hold back and retain that hillside in order to get this house positioned in this ideal spot that the homeowners have chosen.
Yeah, not everyone has a hillside, a natural hillside, right, to work with.
You know, that's what makes it so perfect for a pond and waterfall. Unfortunately, here in Michiana, most people's parcel of land is flat as a pancake. Yeah. And so the challenge is up to us to create a raised area to get the water to fall. But this was just screaming for a pond and a waterfall here.
Yeah, and it fits perfectly. I mean, what you've done here, Mark, is so wonderful. And when you look at the very top, you wonder, where's that water coming from?
Thanks for noticing. That was something that we worked with Dave and Beverly on. We wanted to hide the source of the water and just kind of have it magically coming out of the hillside. We also created multiple what we call mini falls, and that not only creates the sound, the very relaxing sound of the falling waters, but creates some white water as well. And then directly behind you, we've got kind of the finale. It's the big grand waterfall where we have a 4.5-foot drop all the way down to the lower level pond.
Wow. Well, this is pond and waterfall design at its finest. And it's something that really captivates not only the homeowner, but I would think too the guests that come and enjoy this backyard paradise.
Exactly. And that was something else that was very important to both Dave and Beverly, is that we got this outdoor living area, a raised elevated deck, which they spend a lot of time out in their backyard, and it was really important so that when they're out there, whether it's on their own or entertaining, that they can see and enjoy the sights and sounds of this waterfall.
Well, tell me, Mark, in a little detail, can you? How does all of this work? Come on. The water comes out of nowhere, virtually, right? Come on.
Well, you need multiple things, and it starts out with electric. You need a 110 power line, and then we need a source of water and pond liner and a lot of stone and boulders. So you put all that together, and then there's some secrets of our own, which I'm happy to share with the viewers.
Very good, very good. Well, let's talk about what we have right behind you, can you?
Okay. Well, Craig, part of the secret lies below here. It's what you don't see, which makes this all work. Now, this is a 2-inch water line here. We've got our pump down here, and we are recycling the water. The water that you see on this lower level pond actually is being pumped all the way up there to the top, and that is creating our waterfall for us. While we are pumping it, we also want to cleanse it. We do that a couple of different ways. And we've got a little secret hole or opening here on this end of the pond, and just like a swimming pool that has a pool skimmer, we have what's called a pond skimmer. And we've got a collection basket here, which does a great job of collecting any debris which is floating on top of the surface.
Sure.
Now you can see that we've collected a few leaves here. It's got a handle here. You just simply slide that out, dump that there on the ground, and that just simply slides back in there. And then also for filtering the water, we've got a large filter here. This just simply slides out of here. You take the garden hose, spray that off, and then put it back in. Now, if it gets really, really dirty, you actually can take this filter totally out of there and really go at it with the garden hose. But since we just installed this a week ago, really haven't collected that much debris. And once that's been sprayed down, just simply slide that back in and put the cover on top of here.
Looks like it's pretty low maintenance to me, Mark.
Incredibly low maintenance.
Well, Mark, no pond and waterfall would be complete without landscaping from Linton's. And you've worked with Dave and Beverly over the years in really instructing them, helping them with the do-it-yourself program, haven't you?
Exactly. And you know what? They share the passion, and they're strong. They love to get their hands in the dirt. We are here in Middlebury, Indiana, so it's farmland. And you know what? They get 100% of the credit for doing all the landscaping around the pond, which is like the icing on top of a cake.
All right. Well, can we start here by talking about one of my favorites? We featured this a few weeks ago, didn't we?
Yeah, and you keep touching it. Yeah. When we've got these displayed on our garden center property, people walk by, they just want to feel it. They're like, is it real? This is a Japanese umbrella pine, beautiful specimen pine. I actually have one growing in my backyard, one of my personal favorites. Very unusual dwarf conifer here. We gave it a real prominent location, and of course, it stays green 12 months out of the year.
Excellent. What else is going on here, Mark? It looks like a lot.
There is, and it's a wide variety. And of course, the plantings are meant to naturalize everything, and so we don't have anything that's formal. It's all meant to basically enhance what nature had already started. We've got a beautiful summer and fall blooming perennial called Turtlehead here in front of us. Out there off to the edge of the pond, it's a little dwarf weeping larch, and very unusual. Looks like an evergreen, but actually it's deciduous, meaning it loses those needles, which technically are leaves, in the fall. But before it does that, it turns brilliant gold. That's going to give us a little bit of height there.
Yeah, a little pop of color too.
Exactly.
Cool.
And then in front of the pond, we wanted to stay with some low plantings, and then also allow visitors and guests to be able to walk right up to the water's edge so they can see and feed the fish that we've got going on. So we've got some sedums, we've got some ice plants, and then a really cool specimen evergreen there that is a weeping Norway spruce.
Very good. I think Beverly said that may be her favorite of all,
I think you're right, yes.
Yeah, well, cool. Well, it's a great backdrop here, Mark, and I'm still curious as to what's on the other side, but I guess that's going to be the secret we all share, right?
Exactly. You know, it's up to the imagination.
Yeah. Well, 12 years or so in the planning, and then about 9 years or so of actual work out here by Linton's. And it seems like 12 acres is pretty much finished, but are there other things that you could be talking about maybe in the future here?
You know, they surprise me every year with a new project, and typically get a phone call during the middle of the winter time planning for spring.
Wow. You know, it's really beautiful when you see a husband and wife get together like Dave and Beverly have and share their dreams with you, Mark. And it's not like you tell them what the dream should look like. They really come to you with those ideas, don't they?
They always have a vision, and you know, they've created a backyard paradise here. I mean, the whole grounds is really beautiful. And just a few years ago, their daughter got married and chose to have an outdoor wedding here on the property.
Well, suffice it to say, Dave and Beverly are very, very happy, aren't they?
I know they are.
Well, Dave and Beverly join us now in their beautiful backyard. Beverly, I bet you're just tickled pink, aren't you? Good color, too. About what's happened here today with the help of Linton's.
I am. I'm very happy with the results. Yeah.
What did this look like before Linton's arrived all these years ago? And I know you've done a lot yourself, but just for the viewer at home, was this pretty much just pretty flat except for the hillside here?
No, it was all woods, actually. There were some trails cut through it that we sort of joined together when we took out the woods, but it was pretty, a lot of undergrowth and a lot of trees and things that made me feel like I lived in an enchanted forest.
Well, now you have a little taste of that, but more refined, right, with the waterfall and pond.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Now, you were sharing with me there was a dream years ago about having one of these in your backyard, and now you're living the dream. Did it turn out exactly what you thought it would look like?
It's beautiful. Yeah, I think my dream came from having grown up in Montana, and I lived on a river, and so I've always loved water and wanted to live by water, but it's not as accessible here as it is in Montana. And so this has always just been a real dream of mine, real part of my heart.
It's so peaceful, and you've had family outings here. You've even had a wedding here. And Dave, for you, what would you say maybe your favorite part of the landscape design has been so far?
Well, I like the way that with the hills and the natural terrain and the fact of how with the rock walls and the different elements that fits into the terrain of the landscape is a part that I really enjoy. And the different varieties of plants. I really enjoy planting and adding on to it. Probably enjoy it too much maybe, but that's the part that's a favorite for me.
It's great therapy, isn't it, when you're out here? And even Beverly said you just really enjoy getting your hands dirty. Well, Linton's has done a great job. We know that. And Mark will give the kudos back to you two because he says you've done such a great job not only maintaining but even doing some of the stuff yourself. And you, of course, enjoyed doing that. Any recommendations for the viewers at home as far as maybe having Linton's help them out?
Well, yeah, we've been really pleased with the work that Mark and his staff have done in helping with design work, and because it just this is something they do every day, and thinking of different things and different plants and different ideas and what goes together and what doesn't and what works well in shade and sun and all of that. And so it's been extremely helpful for us to have that planning work done and that design work done so that when we can, take it from there and do the actual planning, but if it wouldn't be for the design work, it wouldn't look anywhere near like it does. So,
well, what would be your favorite color, Beverly? Can I ask you?
Well, I don't know. Today it seems like maybe it's pink, but
Okay, good answer. I think we're going to have Mark come back here now, and he's going to show you a little color. I think there's some pink in here, maybe peach, huh?
oh my goodness!
You know, every time I see Dave and Beverly, they're always wearing this peachy pink color. So we grew these gladiolus specifically for them, and we're all color coordinated.
Awesome.
Wow,
So
thank you very much.
appreciate you
beautiful.
allowing us to feature your home, your landscape, the pond and waterfall on our show and share it with the viewers today.
Yeah, we're happy to do that.
Excellent. Well, any place in mind for this, Beverly?
Well, yes, my dining room table needs these because mine are dead that are sitting right now. So, yeah, great replacement. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, Beverly, thank you. Dave, thank you so much.
thank you.
I appreciate very much your welcoming us out to your home here today. And Mark, thanks for all your good work.
Thank
We
you,
got a
Craig.
whole lot more coming up on the show, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.